This is just a quick video on how to enter these answers into Moodle. Um, One thing that's new is I'm able to write math that actually looks like, well, math. And if these things turn out to be too small, especially things that get a little bit more complex, you can double click on it. Come on. What's going on here? There it goes. You can double click on it and the picture will get bigger so the math is a little bit more clear. This helps if the fonts on the screen are too small and you don't know how to blow it up. So just double click on any math and it'll blow it up for you so you can see what it looks like. Now all I'm going to do here is enter these as answers into these boxes. The lowest level type of answer is not numeric, it's just number. And number answers you can put in whole numbers or decimals, positive or negative. When you get to numeric, you can put in some basic operations like division, and that's usually all I use it for. So to enter 8/7, you would just write 8 divided by 7, and it would accept it. Notice this little red triangle over here. If you have not entered the answer correctly or you're using symbols that the answer will not accept, it'll put that little red triangle over there. When you finish it off correctly, it will give you just a clear space. Alright, to enter like the square root of 8 over 7, you have to type in SQRT of the number, in parentheses, 8, and then divide by 7. And notice it's different here. This is called a numerical formula. So this allows square roots, cosines, sines, powers, and a few other things. So it allows you a little bit more than just numeric. Alright, so if I want an exact answer and your answer has square roots in it, more than likely I'll have a numeric formula set up. Alright, so it gets a little more complex here. This is an imaginary number. It actually has the I in it. And the answer field is now changed to algebraic formula. In other words, you're allowed to enter letters rather than just all numbers and functions. So here we have to be kind of careful. I like taking entire numerators and putting them in parentheses. It won't hurt in this case if you don't. So you have to go 5i. And one problem with this program is you have to go times to get to the square root of 8. And then we want to take that whole thing and divide by 7. And down here below, it gives you an idea of what is being entered. One mistake I found is if you don't put the times sign between the I and the square root, it creates a new word, I square root, and it won't understand that. So you got to separate letters with a times sign. Alright. The next one here is algebraic also. It's got 8x minus 7 over 5. This one, it is absolutely necessary that you type in the parentheses around the top, because you're taking the entire top and dividing the whole thing by 5. So that becomes a good algebraic formula. Alright, here it's the reverse. The group is on the bottom, so I'm going to do 8 divided by the entire group, 7x plus 5, and it'll accept that one. And here, it's a group on the top and a group on the bottom, so I've got to be very cautious here. It's going to be 8 square root of 7. Let's see if it likes this one. Minus 2, parentheses, and the dot separates the 8 and the square root, so that's good. Divided by parentheses, 5x plus 7, and the parentheses. So it looks like it's a good formula. Now, I'm going to purposely mess up one of these. Let's put this one up here and as 7 divided by 8. This is one question. So what happens is you have these multiple answers, and I screwed up the first one. So when I hit check, it's going to tell me my answers are partially correct, and I'm going to try again. Some of them are set up so that only the answers that are wrong blank out. Some of them I leave all the answers in there, and you gotta figure out what's going on. Multiple ones like this, usually I'll blank out the ones that are wrong. I knew this one was wrong. I did not know this one was wrong. So let's see, what did I type in wrong? 8 square root of 7 minus 2 divided by 5x plus 7. Let's try that. Now every time you attempt these, your points go down by a little bit. I think it's 20%. Well, still not liking that last one. Maybe last one, there was a mistake in my coding. So if you find that you're typing an answer and you really think it's right, please send me an email. In the computer, I had I here, 4i plus 5 instead of 4x plus 5, and that's why I marked it wrong. So let's try this again. One thing that's going to happen when you look at the answers, I usually try to type the answers the way they should look afterwards, but the first thing you're going to see is all this mess here. So basically when you see answers like this, ignore it. Underneath it in the little yellow box should be the correct answer typed out exactly like that. Alright, so let's type this one in. Parentheses, 8 square root of 7 minus 2 divided by parentheses 4x plus 5. And now it should work perfectly fine. And there it is. So that's how you enter answers into Moodle.